Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. I'm once again digging back into the list of released villain decks with Anomaly, created by Emperor Eternal. Before I explain what's going on, our heroes this time around are Chrono Ranger Best of Times, Baccarat Ace of Sorrows, The Idealist, and a new variant of Jaden Yuki called A Bonded Soul. You can find this as well as another variant that's currently being playtested on Miss Lilitane's Monstrous Menagerie if you go and re-download Jaden's bag. We'll be fighting in the Chasm of 1,000 Nights and the Principality of Verandava. Why, you ask? Let's find out. First, do something I haven't done in a while and give you some flavor text of the backstory of this villain. No one would have said Brett Morris was a genius. No one would have said Brett Morris was even a little clever. In fact, when it came to intelligence, Brett Morris was decidedly below average. But what Brett Morris did have was money, buckets of it. So Brett did what any young heir to $1 billion estate would do. He invested. More specifically, he invested in science. Even more specifically, he invested in quantum physics. Brett had read in the newspapers about the Fractured Timelines incident and how the heroes of Earth had actually met alternate versions of themselves. Brett had always enjoyed traveling to new and exotic places, but to actually travel to an alternate reality, to cross the threshold of another dimension, the very thought of it thrilled him. So Brett poured endless amounts of cash into his new desire and hired anyone he could to work on developing a way to cross the barrier between, even those with a less than scrupulous reputation. And in time, his efforts produced fruit. One of his employees had fashioned a device designed to allow access into another reality from this one by temporarily overlaying the two. Of course, it would need further testing, but the principle was sound. Unfortunately, no one would have ever said Brett Morris was patient. Even more unfortunately, no one could have known that in another lab, in another reality, another Brett Morris was activating the exact same untested device at the exact same time. This dual activation caused a singularly catastrophic result. The device did in fact open a passage to the other reality, but on a much larger scale than intended. And with the effect of it happening from both sides, it wasn't just briefly overlaying two separate realities, it was dissolving the barriers between them, and it wasn't stopping. So our villain in this case is not so much a person as an effect. Let's take a look at the rules. Starts dual existence side up, put the dimensional phenomenon card in the center of the play area. That is this. I'm using it as the card back because one was not provided. These cards are still kind of in a playtesty state, but we're here now, so let's do it. Whenever an environment card is destroyed, Anomaly deals each non-villain target 1 energy damage, so that can cascade pretty easily. While 4 or more environment cards are in play, reduce damage dealt to Anomaly by 1. Villain targets are immune to damage dealt by environment cards. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 3 or more copies of Drawn Together in play, Anomaly flips. At the end of the villain turn, play the top card of the villain deck. So the dimensional phenomenon says, take an unused environment deck, shuffle it, and place it face down beside this card. I'm placing it over here because, deck back. This card is referred to as the Phenomenon deck. This card is indestructible. Well, it's the card back, so we'll just ignore that. All cards in the Phenomenon deck are still considered environment cards. Cards in the Phenomenon deck that interact with or reference the environment deck, trash, or turn in any way do so instead with the Phenomenon deck, trash, or turn. Cards in the environment deck that interact with or reference environment cards in any way only do so with cards in the environment deck after the environment turn, but before the villain turn each round, start a turn for the Phenomenon deck. So we've basically just got an extra environment deck, and it's going to be interesting to see how the two interact. So I think that's all we need to know. Let's get started. Drawn Together, Rift. Asterisk equals H+1. This card is play the top card of the villain deck. Reduce damage dealt to this card by 1. When this card is destroyed, shuffle it into the villain deck. So we're going to keep seeing these over and over again. So that plays Charged Atmosphere. Anomaly deals the hero target with the highest HP H lightning damage. That is Chrono Ranger. Got a lot of low HP heroes this game. End of turn, play the top card of the villain deck. Unstable event, destroy each -1 hero ongoing cards. No harm there. And that's it. So right now we have nothing preventing us from dealing any damage. Play ultimate target on Anomaly, and then we'll go ahead and use his power to copy that to the Rift and draw a card. Let's do a cheap trick. Gets me Underworld Hold'em. Somebody can draw a card. We'll give that to Baccarat. And then we'll use his power. Play any number of tricks from your hand or put 2 tricks from your trash into your hand. Go ahead and play that Afterlife Euchre and hit Anomaly for 2. Draw a card. Idealist is going to have some vivid thoughts. Sound Beating, hit him for 3. Spark of Inspiration, and for 1, draw a card. And Power, draw a card, and draw a card. We're going to start with Polymerization. That lets me fuse elemental heroes from my play or hand. I will use the Sparkman and the Wild Heart to get Plasma Vice. That'll be real useful. Okay, his power is Together Again. You may discard a card if you do either play an ongoing or a one-shot. Obviously I have nothing to play, so we'll just go ahead and use this and deal 4 lightning damage. You know what, I'll go ahead and hit the Rift with that. Draw a card. Alright, Chasm of a Thousand Nights. Ire the Djinn. This card enters play. 3 players each draw a card. We'll have that beat everybody but Idealist, I think. Redirect all damage dealt by environment targets to the hero target with the highest HP. Nature cards cannot redirect this damage. So note that's just targets from the Chasm. Start of the environment turn, destroy this card. Okay, that's it. Now we get the Phenomenon turn. Wolfman Guard. In the environment turn, this card deals each non-Varandovan target 1 energy damage and 1 toxic damage. Okay, so it hits the Plasma Vice for 1, and we reduce damage dealt by that target by 1 until the start of my turn. Nobody else takes damage. This is going to be real cool. Uncertain Footing, destroy 3 equipment cards. We don't have any. End of turn, play a card. High Velocity wins. Anomaly deals the hero target the highest HP, 4 projectile damage. That is Baccarat. Okay, that's it. I'm going to play Danny Boy and use it to... Now see, the thing is, I don't know if I should be trying to take out the rifts or not. I think I will just go ahead and hit Anomaly for 3 and draw a card. And then this wears off. Alright, he could have used a power on the villain turn, but it wouldn't have done anything. Let's do Ace of Sinners, +1 damage by hero targets. He doesn't have any tricks to play, so we're going to move just Underworld Hold'em to his hand, draw a card, because that way I can keep Ace of Sinners in play for another turn. Let's conceptualize. Karate Robot, do. And that goes under it, and then I immediately use the power. 2 and 2 becomes 3 and 3. 6 damage, draw a card. Let's go ahead with a Hero Lives. Draw 2 cards, you may play a card, you may use a power. I will play the Avian, and then I'll use his base power. We'll discard that card, and play this Miracle Fusion. So that takes cards from play or my trash. I've got Avian and Wild Heart. Shuffle them into my deck, and I get Wild Wingman. And that was a power use off the card. So my actual power will go ahead and do 4 more lightning damage. Draw a card. End of turn, Wild Wingman hits Anomaly and the Wolfman Guard. Alright, start of the environment turn, Ire the Djinn goes away. Anomaly hits everybody for 1, so we'll have it hit the Wild Wolfman, and then we'll have it hit the Sparkadoodle, and that reduces his damage for a round, so nobody else has to take any damage. Beyond the Veil, when this card enters play, shuffle all targets from the environment trash in the environment deck. There aren't any. First time a hero card is discarded each turn, that hero deals themselves 1 psychic damage. Okay, we would like to get rid of that. Principality of Verandova. Rogue Werewolf. Wolfman Guard hits Plasma Vice. He's doing good work keeping things from hurting us more. The Rogue Werewolf hits the non-environment target with the second lowest HP for 2 melee and 2 toxic. That, unfortunately, is the Plasma Vice, so he takes 2 melee damage, reduces its damage, takes 1 toxic damage. Okay, we've got 1 more round of him. Drawn Together. Oh boy. That plays the top card. Drawn Together. Okay, now we need to get rid of these. Plays the top card. Unexpected Shift. Either destroy all cards from the environment deck or all cards from the Phenomenon deck. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of the Phenomenon cards. Although, actually, I would rather get rid of Beyond the Veil, just because that's not going to take much to do. He deals us no damage. End of turn. Plays a card. Change of scenery. Oh, right. He dealt damage on the environment turn, which means I could have hit him with Danny Boy. Play the top card of the environment deck, play the top card of the Phenomenon deck. Okay. High Megas. Oh, finally. And he is surprisingly agile. Reduce damage dealt to him by 1. Okay, now there are 4 environment targets out, so Anomaly has -1 damage taken. Another Wolfman Guard. So we need to work on getting the environment under control. Terrible Tech Strike. Let's see, I can do a damage to that Drawn Together, and then take out the Wolfman. Anomaly deals no damage. I have to take out 1 more before we can get rid of the damage reduction. That being said, I'm going to use Danny Boy to drop first Rift. That goes back in the villain deck. So eventually, the villain deck will only be Rifts, and then we'll pretty much have to let him flip. Draw a card. Oh yeah, all that damage was increased by 1. Since I got rid of the Rift with Terrible Tech Strike, I can use Danny Boy to take out this other Wolfman. Anomaly deals no damage. Okay, shuffle 2 cards. Oh, they don't have the same name. Well, never mind. That was useful while it lasted. Shuffle any number of pairs of cards with the same name. Do I have any pairs? No. Okay, I'm going to play I Fold, because I have fucking garbage for a hand. Draw 3 cards. Well, that's better. I can play all 3 of those cards if I want. Underworld Hold'em, draw a card. Do it again. Play Abyssal Solitaire, reduce damage dealt to him by 1. And then Afterlife Euchre, the -1 went away. I'll just hit Anomaly for 2 and draw a card. Let's do Vivid Thoughts again. Be better punching. I'll hit this for 1. Use a power. I'll use a base power. Draw a card. Fragment under a concept in play. And then we'll use Conceptualize to get a giant floaty head, which was the next card, but whatever. And put that under giant floaty head. Power. Yeah, just do 2 and 2 to Anomaly. And draw a card. Alright, running out of stuff over here. Let's do Dual Academy Dual Disc. I can use an additional power, and when a fusion card enters play, I can draw a card. I'll need that. Power number 1, 4 damage of the chosen type. Just hit Anomaly for 4, and then we'll have Wild Wingman deal himself 2 projectile damage and destroy an environment card. Destroy Hymagus, the nature goes back into the nature pile. Anomaly deals everybody 1 energy damage. He'll hit the werewolf and he'll take out the vice, getting -1 damage for another round. That's very lucky that I got that first. Draw a card. Okay, Axion, who is vicious. Oh yes. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals each villain target 2 melee damage. Oh yeah, and I can use Danny Boy to just hit him for 3, because he did a damage. Principality of Verandova, Robotic Sentry, reduces Anomaly's damage taken. The Lycan hits the second lowest for 2 and 2. The lowest is this rift. I'm going to have him hit the other rift. And this card deals a non-Verandovan target, the second highest HP, 3 energy damage. That's actually Anomaly. Jaden is the highest. Anomaly is tied with Chrono Ranger, so he'll take 2 damage. Okay, Anomaly's turn. Unrestrained Chaos. Destroy an equipment card, a hero ongoing, and an environment card. Alright, yeah, I guess we'll have to destroy that. And an environment card. Let's take out the Robotic Sentry. Anomaly deals no damage. Anomaly deals 1 hero, 1 irreducible cold, 1 hero, 1 irreducible fire, 1 hero, an irreducible lightning, 1 hero, an irreducible toxic, and 1 hero, an irreducible projectile. So we're going to take all 4 of those. First one goes off, and we'll use... Oh, actually, we can't use Danny Boy. I guess I'll use his base power on that rift. Hopefully I can take it out. Yeah, everybody just take 1, because it's irreducible. End of turn, play a card. High Velocity wins. Hero target the highest takes 4, reduced to 3. That's Jaden. Okay, Displaced Armory. I'm going to grab the Masada and ping Anomaly for 1, and I'll use the Masada to take out this rift, and we should be good for a little while. Oh, he lost his -1. I actually pinged him for 2. Cool. Draw a card. All in. I discard a card. Now this wears off. Deal each non-hero target 1 Infernal and 1 Radiance. Can't hit that. Hurts that. Hurts him, unfortunately. Then we'll move 2 tricks from his trash to his hand. Of course, the best one. Draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and play Focusing Tiara. We'll use her base power. Draw a card. I will not put a card under there. I will not put a card under there. Draw a card. Alright, I will go ahead and play Sparkman. Power number 1, we'll use that. Deal a target 2 lightning damage. Use the next damage dealt by a target dealt damage this way by 1. Go ahead and hit Anomaly. That will be less useful, just for 1 hit. And I can't use his base power, and I don't really want to use that one. Draw a card. Shoot! Okay, Chasm of 1,000 Knights. Ghoul, who is thieving. Oh dear. Alright, Axion deals each villain target 2 melee damage. Oh yeah, he's got a -1 again, so we only took 1. When Ghoul deals damage to a hero, that hero must discard a card. Non-environment target with the lowest HP, 3 infernal damage. Oh yeah, this is a really bad one to be thieving. That is the Rift. When this card is destroyed, so it is destroyed, it's shuffled into the deck. Ghoul deals each target other than itself 1 cold damage, which means we all discard a card. Oh yeah, I forgot to do his thing. Difficult. Okay, he needs to go. Principality. Grateful Villagers. This card is played the top card of the environment deck. Oof. Independent Principality. Whenever a Lycani target is destroyed, 1 player may draw a card. Oh, okay, that gives us a thing to do. Whenever a Tyrant target is destroyed, destroy this card, then each hero target regains 2 HP. So this Lycani hits the non-environment with the second lowest for 2 and 2. The lowest is Axion. Second lowest is, unfortunately, Sparkman. And the environment turns discard the top. Each card's in the environment deck. Prince Vice is not in the environment trash. Okay, that's it. Anomaly. Reality Fracture. Destroy all environment cards. Oh shit. Alright, I can protect 1 person from 1 damage. I'm going to protect Idealist. Everybody else take 1 damage. Oh yeah, that goes off and I can hit him for 2. Everybody take a damage. Everybody take another damage. That destroyed the Lycan. Somebody can draw a card. That'll be Jaden. Everybody take a damage. Everybody take a damage. He loses his -1, which is the only good news. Play the top card of the environment deck. Play the top card of the phenomenon deck. Tevile. He's indestructible while he has hit points. He is malevolent. Redirect all damage dealt by the target next to this card to the hero target with the highest HP. That's fine. Principality plays Weissdorf Ambush. Reveal cards on top of the environment deck until 2 Verandovans are revealed. Put them into play. Discard the others. Use damage dealt to Verandovans by 1 until the start of the next environment turn. That's a Verandovan and Prince Vice. Okay, that was... I think it was his first card play, so second card play. Drawn together. Plays top card of the villain deck. Ruptured Earth. Anomaly deals the hero target the highest HP, H fire damage. that is going to be Chrono Ranger. He already did his thing this turn. That's it. We need to bust the environment down some. Or I could just sudden contract into a by any means. Ping him for 2, and then use the Masada. 1, 2, 3, 4 irreducible damage. Draw a card. I think we're well on our way to winning here. Afterlife Euchre, I will increase the next damage. No, let's just do 2 toxic damage. 2, 3, 2. And then we'll use his power to play the other one and do 2 more damage and draw a card. Alright, time to conceptualize. Karate Robot. Alright, start a turn, put that under the Karate Robot, and then I will use Karate Robot to do 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, and we win. Okay. So that wasn't too bad. From a playtesting standpoint, Anomaly is maybe a little squishy, a little easy to deal with, but just the fact that you're playing with 2 separate environments is actually really cool. I like the way that that's implemented in this game. Let's take a look at the rest of his... Let's see what happens when he flips, because that didn't even happen. Destructive Merger. When flip to the side, destroy all copies of Drawn Together, then shuffle the villain trash into the villain deck. Increase damage dealt by Anomaly by 1 for each copy of Drawn Together in play. Whenever an environment card is destroyed, Anomaly deals each non-villain target 2 irreducible energy damage. Oh, so this gets worse. So keeping those rifts from staying out is very important. Villain targets are immune to environment damage. Start the villain turn, destroy an environment card, and then the villain turn to the top card of the villain deck. And let's take a look at his deck. Dangerous Fumes, H toxic damage. Temperature Flux does H cold damage. Very much a lot of the same things. Okay, that's actually it. We've basically solved the whole deck. It's either destroying stuff or dealing H damage of a type. So, yeah, that's Anomaly. That was pretty cool. I didn't really get to show off this Jaden variant, but oh well. He kept the villain under control for about 4 rounds. That's not nothing. You can find Anomaly on Board Game Geek. As always, thanks for watching. Tabletop Simulator, the Reaver Sentinels called DLC, Delphage's Archives, and Miss Tilton's Monstrous Menagerie are not licensed Great Games products. Please support the official release and flip.